Hi students, in this video I'd like to discuss about problem solving methodology. A computer is a very powerful and versatile machine capable of performing a multitude of different tasks, yet it has no intelligence or thinking power. So we all know computer is a very powerful machine, but it didn't have any intelligence or it didn't have any thinking power. That is, the intelligence quotient of a computer is 0. A computer performs many tasks exactly in the same manner as it is told to do. So actually what computer do is based on the instruction given by the user. This places responsibility on the user to instruct the computer in a correct and precise manner so that the machine is able to perform the required job in a proper way. So anyway, user has to give the instruction to the computer. So the responsibility of instructing the computer is upon the user. A wrong or ambiguous instruction may sometimes prove disastrous. So if we want to get the correct outcome, we have to give the correct instruction. Ambiguous instruction means confusing instructions. So if I am saying go to some place, from there you have to go left and right. You can't do that because you can go either to left or to right. If somebody is saying you have to go left and right, it is not possible. It is confusing. Such instructions are called ambiguous instruction. In order to instruct a computer correctly, the user must have clear understanding of the problem to be solved. So if I want to give instruction to the computer, anyway computer is used to solve some problems. First of all, the user must know how to solve that problem. So here user know how to solve the problem, but the purpose of computer is because computer is capable of solving large problems, but user know the method. Maybe a human can't solve a large problem, but he knows the method to solve the smaller problems. The same method can be applied to larger problem. So the same method is instructed to computer and computer can solve the larger problems. Apart from this, he should be able to develop a method in the form of series of sequential steps to solve it. So he must also have the knowledge how to solve the problem, and also he must have the ability to write it in a sequential step. Sequential step means steps after steps. Once the problem is well defined and the method of solving it is developed, then instructing the computer to solve the problems becomes a relatively easier task. Thus, before attempt to write a computer program to solve a given problem, it is necessary to formulate or define the problem in a precise manner. So suppose I want to solve a problem, so I can't directly write the computer program. That means I can't directly write the computer program in some language like C or Java. First of all, we must have the knowledge of how to solve that problem, and also must have the idea what are the sequence of steps I have to give to the computer. Once the problem is defined, the steps required to solve it must be stated clearly in the required order. So we know the steps. The important thing is we have to state it in the correct order. So next is steps involved in problem solving. A computer cannot solve a problem on its own. One has to provide step-by-step solutions of the problem to the computer. The task of problem solving is not that of the computer. It is programmer who has to write down the solution to the problem in terms of simple operations which the computer can understand and execute. So these points we already discussed. The method to solve a problem is actually given by the user. In order to solve a problem by the computer, one has to pass through certain stages or steps. They are understanding the problem, analyzing the problem, developing the solution, coding and implementation. So first one is understanding the problem. Here we try to understand the problem to be solved in totally. Before with the next stage or step, we should be absolutely sure about the objective of the given problem. Suppose I want to write a program to find average of two numbers. We must know what is average. So we must know how to calculate average of two numbers. Analyzing the problem. After understanding thoroughly the problem to be solved, we look different ways of solving the problem and evaluate each of these methods. So in analyzing the problem, sometimes the same problem can be solved in multiple ways. So we have to choose the best possible solution or best possible solving method. The idea here is to search an appropriate solution to the problem under consideration. In the end result of this stage is broad overview of the sequence of operation that are to be carried out to solve the given problem. So here we will get some overall idea about what are the sequence of operation that has to be included in the program. Next is developing the solution. Here the overview of the sequence of operations that was the result of analysis stage is expanded to form a detailed step-by-step solution to the problem under consideration. So already discussed in analyzing the problem step, we will have only a broad overview. But here we must expand it to a step-by-step solution model. There are a number of ways to represent this. It can be either represented as algorithms, pseudocodes, and flowcharts. These things we study later. What is algorithm, what is pseudocode, and what is flowchart. Next is coding and implementation. The last stage of the problem solving is the conversion of detailed sequence of operations into a language that the computer can understand. From algorithms, pseudocodes, and flowcharts, we have to convert it into some computer programming language. The algorithms must be converted to some C programs or some Java programs. So anyway, our aim of this subject is to solve the problems. For a given algorithm, can we write a C program? So at the end of the course, you must have a good knowledge about how to convert a given problem solving steps to a computer program. Here each step is converted to its equivalent instruction or instructions in the computer language that has been chosen for the implementation. So algorithms, pseudocodes, and flowcharts will have some number of steps. So for every step we have to find the equivalent computer programming instruction that has to be done in the coding and implementation part. This is all I want to share in this video. Thank you.